Welcome to Pinson Valley High School. Tonight we are under the lights for soccer. Varsity men's soccer, Pinson Valley taking on and hosting Hueytown, the Golden Gophers tonight. I'm Chris Osborne alongside Caleb Turntine. Caleb, the girls for Pinson Valley just they were on fire on this soccer field, and it's going to be interesting to see what the boys do in this second match of the night. Welcome in to Jeffco TV, everyone. Thank you for being with us. So give us a quick preview.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this game you're talking about a team with Hueytown who's in their season opener. They haven't played any games yet, and it's not just that, they haven't played anybody. They haven't played any games yet. Pinson Valley already has 4 games under their belt, but Pinson Valley, 3 wins. They're coming off their only loss of the year. They just lost to Susan Moore 6-1 on Tuesday night. They're looking to bounce back. I expect them to come out with a lot of energy. And Hueytown, with their first game, you want to be excited to play, but you also know there's going to be some rust there. So, how quickly can they shake that off while Pinson Valley is going to be quickly attacking? Be intrigued to see how this one starts.
Well, I tell you what, we had a chance to talk to the coaches. Let's hear what they have to say.
Excited to showcase our program, but being our first game, there's still some unknowns. We have new players we haven't seen in gameplay, so it'll just be interesting to see if the nerves get to them or we lost some key positions, so we have some young guys coming in to fill some players. Particularly for my boys, we lost some key defensive pieces as well as some midfielders.
They're a really good team. They work together. They got strong defense. So probably we need to play more together.
It's a great way to start our season. I like to see what my players have, and so it's a fun time. I mean, it's aggressive, it's fast, and it's a good game to watch. I'm just really excited to see my athletes get the recognition. They've been working hard. We've been working out since September, doing conditioning, and they've been out here practicing every day. So to see them get the recognition that some of the larger sports like football, baseball, basketball have been getting, it's really nice to see them because they've been working their tails off.
I think the most important thing it is that everybody is very, very excited. I have 6 seniors that, they definitely like to, play to win and definitely play to be on the finals, on the state championship. I think it is that. I think it makes the team very, very special for me on this season because I can see the energy on them that they really wanted to win. And I think it is the main goal for my guys, just to get on the field, just win it, and just focus for the next game, and then at the same time just get prepared for the finals. My seniors, they are pretty good. They respect each other, and that's what I love about these guys, the way they encourage the rest of the team to work together.
Coaches, you see the folks in the stand waiting on this game to start. Caleb, here's the thing. This is going to be very interesting, right? One team that is kind of a powerhouse, if you will. Another team that's got to see what they're working with this year. Let's take a look at the starters.
Yeah, I think when you look at both teams, again, Hueytown, you might see a little bit of changes throughout the year. They're still trying to find that starting lineup, and you heard Coach Lee talk about it. They did lose quite a few players, but they have some very key pieces returning. You'll see Angel Garcia there at the bottom. He's returning as starting goalkeeper. You heard from Jesus Sosa. He's starting center back. He's been starting there for a couple of years. Then Brian Leone and Jacob Brown at the top of the formation. They're the 2 leading scorers from last year's team as just a sophomore and a freshman. They moved up, obviously, junior, sophomore now, and they are back to lead the front line. It's everyone else that seems to need to be replaced. They lost a lot of seniors, but they have some key pieces there. And then Pinson Valley, Coach Wayne Thomas is officially the head coach, but as it's not strange for soccer at the high school level, there is a volunteer assistant coach. You heard from Mark Gonzalez there. He has been with this program for several years now. They want to play patient, disciplined. They want to play possession-heavy ball. Hueytown will need to take advantage of the times when they do get the ball, especially if they create any kind of chance, because Pinson Valley's goal is to not give them very many.
Right, and Pinson Valley this year looking to have a better season than last year. Last year they went 11-10-1. Currently they're 3-1, and we are into the action.
Oh.
And just like that, goal!
Wow, that is, I don't think you want to start like that. We heard from Jesus Sosa. We just mentioned Jesus Sosa, how experienced, how in control he is, and that's not how he wanted to start his season. That's not how they, by any means, wanted to start the season. If you're talking about Hueytown, that's a tough way to start. Officially, 12 seconds. Felt like even quicker than that. I believe that was Eric Rivera who got on the score sheet to start things off. What a start for Pinson Valley.
So if you're just joining us here on Jeffco Ed TV, this is Varsity Men's Soccer. Again, Pinson Valley Indians and Golden Gophers. So periodically, Caleb's going to be talking to us about some of the nuances and some of the rules and walk you through this so you can enjoy this broadcast. And we're so happy that you decided to tune in.
Yeah, and if you do have thorough soccer knowledge already, still appreciate you tuning in. Just bear with me as we might talk through some of the basics that might not seem like something worth talking about at times. We're all here to make sure this sport can grow. If you're a soccer fan, you can agree with me on that one. So that's what the goal is here at the end of the day. And I will say, 12 seconds into a game, you're not going to see many goals, so you just saw a rarity if you were here already for kickoff.
So, Caleb, let's talk about the field. You know, the outside lines are kind of hard to see, the sidelines, but it is a little bit larger than the typical, as you see the yellow there, a little bit larger and wider than the football field.
Yeah, it's almost the exact length, right? You barely see a little bit of space between the back of the end zone, so it's not that full 120 yards, probably closer to like 116. But, yes, it's definitely wider, so if a ball goes over the football sideline, anything like that, don't worry. The refs, the assistant refs, you obviously see the head ref there in the middle. See the assistant ref at the bottom of your screen with the flag. He's there to make sure there's one on each sideline to make sure if a ball goes over that line, it has to go completely over that yellow line to be out of bounds. So don't watch it just go over the football sideline and think that ball should be out. Good reaction from Pinson Valley goalie. Knock that ball out, prevent an opportunity for Hueytown. As we see Pinson Valley jerseys out here, might have to be double-checking jerseys, double-checking replays a couple of times during this game. That is gold numbers on gold stripes.
A little hard to see from up here.
It's like they wanted to make it our worst nightmare, and they did succeed with that. These are temporary jerseys, as their jerseys, we're told, have not arrived yet.
You did ask for binoculars, and I actually looked in the garage for binoculars.
I appreciate that.
And now that I'm sitting here, I know that they're with my hunting gear.
You need that kind of eyesight to see those numbers.
So just so you know, Pinson Valley in the maroon, their natural color with the gold stripe, and Hueytown in the black bottoms with the white tops. Beautiful night tonight for February. It got here, it was probably about 72 degrees. Now it's probably about 60, 59-ish. Nice little breeze. Great night to be out here watching soccer.
Yeah, it's making me want to get out there and play soccer as opposed to sitting up here, but I don't want to show anybody up out there. That's what it is. And by that I mean I don't want to tear anything while trying to play.
It's all fun and games till you have to get bandaged up, go to the urgent care.
It's been a good response from Hueytown. They've settled in. Obviously you can't have a start much worse than those first 12 seconds. So that's going to be blown back for offsides. Flag goes up on the near side. But a good response from Hueytown. They've settled in. They've created a couple of chances of their own. They've been comfortable in possession.
There are two halves, 40-minute halves for the guys, and the clock runs. And let's talk about substitutions.
Yeah, the substitutions, again, if you're used to just professional soccer, level stuff. When you get subbed out of a game, you cannot come back into the game. At the high school level, it's all about subs can be made on any dead ball, and you can sub in and out as much as you want. You will see players who will be out there and play the entire 80 minutes at the high school level. It does happen. I think we saw it in the girls' game. You might see it with a couple players from either of these teams. Early in the season, you might not see it as much, but in area play, section play, if you have a starting 11 that you feel very confident in, you're probably not going to see, 15 subs in a game and have go the entire depth of the bench. A back heel right off the post. Froze the goalkeeper. Another clearance. And that ball is going to go out for a corner kick. Oh, that was a scramble in here. You can watch a great ball across. Defender run into. Watch his back heel. Oh, it wasn't. It came in flying in. Squared it off that left post.
Very fortunate for the Golden Gophers not to
Very
get
fortunate.
a goal scored on them.
Easily could have doubled the lead on that chance. Corner from Miguel Rojas. An outswinger cleared away from by Hueytown.
Very reminiscent of the girls' match that we watched, with a lot of the action happening with Hueytown playing defensively and Pinson Valley on the attack.
Strong shot from Rojas there from about 30 yards out. We saw a lot of that from Pinson Valley girls as well, trying to test the keeper from deep early on, trying to make him uncomfortable. Hueytown having trouble just controlling the ball and staying in possession.
Good look at it again.
It's great defending. Cesar Luviano. Again stepping in, knocking that ball out. Coming up from what I believe might be a right back position. Pinson Valley, we didn't get an official formation from them. I think it looks like they might be playing with wing backs, maybe like a 3-5-2, at least in the attack. Though they also sitting with one defender way back, almost like a sweeper. That is Giovanni Hernandez, I believe.
And here's the thing: if you're at home and you're wondering 3-5-2, think of it as and again, the goalie is not counted in that setup, and there are several different setups. What I've learned today,
and that right there is where if you hear the term sweeper, doesn't happen very often at the professional level. You'll see it a lot more at high school, some in college. Sweeper defender pretty much stays back as that one's missed. Dribble into the box here. Kick save. Brian Leon with a terrific opportunity to level the score.
Let's have another look here.
Just miss hit from the defense. He looking for the far post. Terrific kick save. I think that was going to sneak in. That's a great angle.
He judged that perfectly.
Get that foot out and save it. I know you can use your hands, but your feet are just as important as a goalie, too. That's a great save to keep Pinson Valley in front. This means Zacharias Contreras.
And let's talk about Pinson Valley, who they've played already. They beat Shades Valley 1-0. They beat Leeds 1-0. And Huffman, they just, really showed that they could be an offensive powerhouse, too, in attack. 4-1 against Huffman.
Yeah, those are the big wins. Leeds actually is ranked number 5 in 5A in boys in the latest coaches rankings that come out weekly. That was a 1-0 win over Leeds. But again, especially why they're thinking, you saw the start, might have been because of a mistake of Hueytown, but you saw how excited they were to start. You see the energy. I have a feeling a lot of that comes from the fact that they've been wanting to play since Tuesday night after losing 6-1 to Susan Moore. That was their only loss. Susan Moore is number 3 in the small classification, which encapsulates classes 1A through 3A. They do that for soccer.
What do you think about the new changes? Getting rid of 7A.
I won't go too deep into my thoughts on it, but I like it. I like the split. I think it's I don't know if there's a perfect solution right now. As of right now and what high school athletics is dealing with, I think it was a needed change for now, and I think it's temporary. I don't think it'll last forever. I don't think this is the way it's going to work, but I think it was a change that was needed. And soccer is certainly a sport that will be affected by that, because you talk about some of the success of some private schools around.
Briarwood Christian and some others.
Indian Springs.
Indian
you look
Springs,
at in Huntsville and Mobile, these teams that – that's a really good pass. A little soft on the finish, so ended up being called offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously here at Jeff Coed, got all of our public schools here. But who they play and who's in their areas, you'll certainly see that change. And I'm sure we'll talk about it next year when we start doing football broadcasts, volleyball broadcasts, and all that. We'll go through all of those changes, I'm sure.
So I was looking at the notes here. Coach Wayne Thomas for Pinson Valley, he said his goal for tonight and most nights, but especially tonight for this game, was defensive discipline and to see what kind of shape his team is in, right? It's still kind of early in the season, but the biggest thing was he said he didn't want to give up any points.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to keep bringing it back up because I'm sure Pinson Valley doesn't either, but you have a game like that against Susan Moore, and, yeah, a lot of that is probably you're chasing the game and they score a couple extra goals, kind of what we just saw in the girls' game, a couple hours ago. But that is, you give up 6 goals, you want defense to be locked in for that next game. You want a huge response from them.
And let's talk a little bit about Hueytown. They've got a defensive anchor in Jesus Sosa. He's a senior this year, so they're going to be looking for him to be productive. But then on the offensive side, attacking, you've got number 14 Brian Leon and you've got Jacob Brown, and they were last year's top 2 leading scorers. Yeah.
Leon had that chance just a second ago that we saw get saved. I think it was headed for the corner, his first big opportunity of the night. But you expect to see Jacob Brown get some chances as well. He's on ball right there. As you see him, he actually said he spent a lot of the preseason, he was on the basketball team. So they've just now gotten a chance to really get him involved a little bit more as you see him on ball, dribbling through a couple of defenders, taking a shot on from about 35 yards there.
All right, will this be our first yellow card of the night for the boys?
I think it'd be kind of harsh if it was a yellow. I understand the foul being called, 2 players sliding in. Hueytown's certainly a little later. It doesn't look like a yellow card. It sounded like some people in the crowd wanted an advantage to be called, which a ref can let a play go forward, call it back for a foul later. Let it go forward if your team still has the ball. That's called giving advantage.
Hey, Caleb, I got that in my notes.
There you go, yeah. But I nothing that ended up being called back, I think probably because of how hard the contact was.
Right. And so just so we're clear, a yellow card is basically just in the most egregious kind of intentional, right? Not just as we would call a common foul.
Yeah, it can be about how hard the contact is. It can be about how late the challenge is. It can be about intent. Like, say, if it's you're trying to stop a counterattack and you pull somebody down so your defense can get back. That can be a yellow card. It's less about necessarily violent. It's probably more about how it happens, when it happens, what you do to make the foul happen. And then a red card, you can get straight red cards, and that is worst of the worst kind of fouls. Any cleat high. Is this?
And just so you know at home, a red card means instant ejection. And on the high school level, and I think you said the pro level too,
yes,
that you have to play short of a player, whoever is ejected.
The ref is asking for the clock to be stopped here, and no one up here in the press box. There it is. It got stopped.
So we have an injured player, number 7 for Pinson Valley. That's Miguel Rojas. Hope he's okay.
Rojas has already played a key part in their attack. He's taken their corner kicks. I think he was involved in that sliding tackle a second ago. You can tell he has one of the captain's armbands on. He probably took some contact on that slide, wanted to try to play through it, walk it off, started running on it, and said, okay, maybe I need to sit down for a little bit, get it treated. And again, it's not the end of the world because you can come back in. Once you get it treated,
correct,
you can get back out there. Nearly 15 minutes into this game, and since the first 12 seconds when Pinson Valley took the lead, they've created a couple more chances, but so is Hueytown. Certainly could start seeing this open up the more Hueytown chases the game. Goal kick comes in. Hueytown trying to get something that resembles possession at the midfield. Try to string some passes together as they give it away again. Pinson Valley pressuring the ball. It's not that Pinson Valley has necessarily strung together a lot of possession either, not as much as they want to.
Seems like both teams are kind of settling in, on their defense and being calculated about their attacks.
I think coaches might tell you that they would like to see a little bit more calculation from some of these attacks. Some more less direct, trying to kick it, just lob it forward. Maybe a little bit more stringing together passes and possessions. Now, Hueytown, a lot of this is going to be counterattacks. We've seen that already. This is clearly what they want to do. They've thrown a couple of balls forward. Their best chance came off that. Long ball forward ended up winning them a throw-in, and their chance came off of a throw-in. So Pinson Valley, on the other hand, they do a dump and run right now. Smart play from the goalie.
That's what you were talking about. When does the goalie make the decision to come on out and take care of business?
If you can be the first one to the ball, pretty much every time. Pretty much every time. If you can beat the attacker and the defender to the ball, you want to get out there and get to it. In that situation, that ball was rolling. That wasn't even in the box. So instead of coming down and picking it up with his hands, gathering it, diving on it, he had to kick it out. So, again, you got to be aware where you're at, where the ball is, where your closest defender is, and where the closest attacker is pretty much at all times. And typically, it depends on goalies. Some might not be as vocal as others. But you are directing your defense the whole time as well.
Let's talk about, we saw something just a few minutes ago. Let's talk about the playing surface. We were talking about how much faster the game is on turf than it is on grass.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can see it, maybe not all the time, but you can definitely see it. Fast breaks, you can see the ball skipping. It's a little bit harder to control. Everything comes in to your feet just a little bit quicker. Ball can skip out of bounds. It's not going to die down in some grass or dirt patch or anything like that. Even on the best grass fields, it will move slower than turf. I don't particularly like soccer on turf, but that's when we're talking like professional level, high school level. I get it, maintenance.
Right.
You have the facilities you have, and this is the easiest way to do it. But soccer belongs on grass, and I'll die on that hill. I'll have that argument with anybody any day of the week. So if anyone happens to be listening from the Legion, that's what you're talking about. Protected Stadium, it's fine, it's great, it's nice, it's new. Let's get a grass field somewhere,
Yeah, I got you. And it does. I mean, just for sake of conversation, it does change the dynamics of the game, right?
It does, yeah. Sometimes it can play to a team's strength, and you'll definitely see it. I mean, teams who, especially at this level, 6A and obviously Jefferson County schools, if you have two teams that play on turf, it's not going to impact it too much. But if a team who plays on turf goes to play at a stadium that has grass instead, that it will affect how they play. It'll affect how they read the ball. If a team that is used to grass comes and plays on a field like this, it will affect how they play. It'll play a little bit faster than they expect, and that's part of the preparation, which is also why you'll see things like, teams practice on turf instead of on grass if they have to play on turf. Great run from Brian Leone. I think he had one more pass to make across.
He had some wheels to catch up with that ball.
He did. And that's what they want. They like him. They like his chances and Jacob Brown's chances against any defenders. They're up there for a reason. Brown's certainly going to track back a little bit more on the wing. But Leone has been up there chasing balls down, and he had Rodolfo Renneria off to the middle. He just couldn't slide it over to him.
Soccer is hot. We talked about this in the first game, with the FIFA World Cup, World Championship being this year and games as close as Atlanta. That's very exciting for all of our soccer enthusiasts and those who are just learning.
Oh, yeah, and that's something that I will, go out to a watch party, find one somewhere, wherever you're at. They will be more popular for the World Cup. It will be exciting. But part of it is that I would say this to high school coaches. I've heard it from high school coaches, is that you got to tell your kids and your players, whatever level they're at, the more you watch, the better you'll be, because your soccer IQ will go up, and that will just lead to you being a better player as well. So don't be surprised if you see some of these high school kids out having watch parties or having team watch parties of their own over the summer, whether it's their club, their high school teams. Everyone's going to be watching.
Right, and also the thing that we talked about is there are a couple of players from right here in Birmingham, well, not from Birmingham, but that play with the Legion that are going to be on some of the country teams of their home country. At least that's what I was told by one of their staffers.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone will be on a World Cup roster. You definitely have players who have played nationally, and the final rosters are not out yet for the countries.
So I'm going to have to go back and tell him he didn't tell me the truth.
They've had a couple of players that have played at the U20 level for the U.S. team. They've had players play for some smaller countries. I don't think they have had anyone play for a country who is in the World Cup. They've had players play at the Gold Cup. They've had players play at the U20 World Cup. But I don't know if any player will be on the senior squad. Now, there might be someone from the USL Championship who Birmingham plays against who will be there. But, again, rosters have to be finalized. Even the final 48 teams have to be finalized. There's a couple of playoffs are left to be played next month. And then we can get into it. I can let you know. I can let you know for sure when those rosters come out. I'll make
Caleb.
Sure and so will the Legion. The Legion will let you know, too.
I'm sure they will. All right, we got a player down.
Leone went down, a little bit of a collision. I think he might shake it off. I don't know if he necessarily needed the game to be stopped. Ref wanted not take any chances.
Nice shot of the moon there, crescent moon. So close, yet so far away.
That was a good shot.
Field level, just a beautiful night here in Pinson Valley. They don't even have a jacket on. It's February.
Couldn't ask for better weather. First time we've seen Aiden Bracey over here, number 7. Move in as part of the attack, helping out Jacob Brown and Brian Leone. I think Brown switched to the right now. Leone staying in the middle, and Bracey over here on the left. Sosa playing it safe there to get it back to his goalkeeper. Important to note there as well, with Sosa laying the ball back to the goalie cannot just go down and pick it up. If it's a pass from his own teammate, you cannot use your hands to pick it up. If it comes off their feet, if they head it back, if they play it off their chest, you pick it up with your hands. But if it's played from the feet of your own teammate, the goalie cannot pick it up. That's called a back pass, and then that would result in an indirect free kick, and we won't get into that unless it actually happens.
Wow. That's a lot, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, so that's a reason why a pass back, he couldn't just pick that up and reset. He had to kick it away. If it's a deflection or not a pass on purpose, or if it's like a shanked kick and it floats back to him, he can use his hands. But you cannot just directly pass it to him from your feet for him to pick it up.
And see, as a novice fan, I thought that the goalie could just use his hands at all times. So now, hey.
Well, there's a reason for it. It used to be a tactic of time wasting, where if you had the lead, the goalie would have the ball in their hands for the 6-7 seconds that you're allowed to have the ball in your hands, roll it to his defender, and the defender would kick it back to him. He'd pick it back up, hold it for 6 seconds, and do it back and forth. So there's definitely a reason for it.
There you go. Just a wealth of knowledge, Caleb Turn time.
Hueytown can't get it out of their own half. Oof. Just wide. Need a little bit more curl on that one. Great angle as it comes for the camera more than anything else. Hueytown could not get the ball away. Ball comes straight at the camera. Not much curl to it at all. It had the right spot. If it had a little bit of curl to it, I think it was going to find that upper 90. Instead, it wanted to find our camera operator. We hope he's staying safe down there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Just make sure JT's safe.
And in case you're just joining us, we are live on the campus of Pinson Valley High School. You're watching boys varsity soccer live on Jeff Coed TV. Pinson Valley Indians up 1-0 over the Golden Gophers. Earlier in the evening, the Pinson Valley Indian girls varsity sealed their victory 6-2 over the Golden Gopher girls. So great night of soccer here.
Jesus Sosa certainly being a little more calm since that opening goal, which came when he lost the ball under his feet, when he was maybe almost too calm, too nonchalant on that opening kickoff. No foul called, letting them play through the contact on it shoulder to shoulder. Good defending to get back.
Oh, just a push down.
They're calling.
Let's have another look at this.
And you can see, I think this Colton Oxford gets played through here.
And right here is where the push comes. Very aggressive.
It was aggressive. Referee says it was shoulder to shoulder, which I think it was. There was an extension, but certainly a shove. I think that's one of those things. If it happens at midfield, you probably call it. It happens at the corner of the box. It'd be a harsh penalty to give from that point. I don't know. It might have been from just outside the box, too. Pinson Valley comes quickly the other way. A terrific tackle. Mario Sanchez for Hueytown. As we're really getting end-to-end now. Leon then look up to see what is a giveaway now. Just kind of what this game is right now. And there it is.
And there you have it. Go!
That's what you can do with a loose ball. Aiden Bracey jumps on it, slides a through ball straight into the path of Renneria. He slots it home with his first touch. Good finish.
What a great angle he took.
It's just you got to stay calm in those situations. We've seen a lot of back and forth between these two teams, end-to-end stuff, almost panic from defenders on both ends. That was just two attackers staying calm. Aiden Bracey, terrific job coming off the bench, getting that interception, and just sliding it into the path of his fellow attacker. Huge response from Hueytown to level this game. The whistle might need to be blown as a shin guard looked like that came out.
While we have a quick break in the action, don't forget Tuesday, Not only do we do soccer, but we've got softball. Tuesday at Gardendale, Spain Park will take on the Rockets at 4:30. Girls varsity softball. Join us on Jeff Coed TV.
They're not going to try to give you too much of a break in action. Great reactions from the goalkeeper there to get out. Timed it perfectly. He couldn't have waited any longer, or else the forward would have beaten him to the ball. Andrew Garcia, just a sophomore, but experienced returning starter. You can tell with the way he reads the game that he's very comfortable back there in goal for Hueytown.
You know, the coach told us early on that this squad sees themselves as a brotherhood. They're as tight on the field as they are off.
And I think you can ask any high school coach if that is a feeling, whether it's 10-person basketball team or a 100-person football team. The closer you are off the field at the high school level, that will translate on the field. Because, when you're in college even, and certainly professional level, you're out there to do a job. And if you're not best friends with your teammate, you can still work just fine together.
Yeah.
At the high school level, obviously, it's different. And if you want to hang out outside of the soccer field, if you want to, play soccer together outside of the high school team, you're going to play better together and you're going to get along better. A goal kick. Good pressure there from Miguel Rojas, who has come back into this game and looks just fine after receiving a little bit of treatment. But it's going to be a goal kick for Hueytown. Another giveaway from Hueytown in the back. Nice slide tackle to knock that ball away. Wait for the whistle. If there's no foul, you got to keep playing, and the ref is letting them play. And now they're calling it offside, actually. That's why the head ref there in the middle of the field will have to keep an eye on his ARs, his assistant refs. If they put the flag up, he'll need to track him down. I think that's what he's asking the ref right now for.
So let's talk about some of these common high school formations. We talked a little bit about the more traditional 4-4-2. What are you seeing tonight from these two teams?
Yeah, I think Hueytown has stuck with their 4-3-3 at times, pretty much from the start. I think they're asking their wingers to get back a little bit more. We've seen Pinson Valley in possession quite a bit. Right now they have 4 guys forward. If they can get the ball forward, they have numbers. I think Jacob Brown has actually dropped into the midfield with Brian Leung back in this game playing forward. Jacob Brown in midfield and 2 substitutes playing as wingers right now. But they still seem to want those 3 players in the midfield. They use 2 as holding midfielders, defensive midfielders. That might be more possession-based and want to drop back when needed. And then Pinson Valley, I don't want to say they don't have a shape because they're not all over the place in a bad way, but they are. It's a lot of position freedom. They keep their sweeper back defending pretty much at all times. He's all the way back at the 35 right now.
And outside of the 2 goals that we've had tonight, it seems like this has been the midfielder show. I mean, if you're looking at the football field, kind of 30-30 for a lot of the time period.
Yeah, it's been bogged down a little bit. I think we saw a good bit of end-to-end stuff over the past few minutes, and that's when Hueytown capitalized and got the equalizer. But that is we haven't seen a lot of chances here. Hueytown gets away. That was a great corner kick. Looked like the header came back off the back of his defender, or his own teammate.
Great for Hueytown to be able to clear that. How stressful is it if you're the goalie when all those spaces seem to close and there's all kinds of people around you?
I mean, I've never been in that situation. I can't play goalie. I've never pretended to be able to play goalie, and I'm pretty sure my cardiologist would frown on me even saying I would want to play goalie. So, but you know, I think there's certainly some stress that comes with it, right? But it's less about panic and more about, you know, keeping everything in order. You have to know where everyone's at, and as with any sport, as with any position, the best goalies thrive in those moments, right?
Right.
You want that pressure. You want it bearing down on you. You're ready for those moments.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just speaking to, you know, when that ball comes in from a corner kick like that and everybody is around you and you're having to focus on where the ball is, right, and where your defenders are and where the attackers are. That's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's all about organization at that point. You have to get your defense organized before the corner kick is taken, and you have to hope everyone does their job, and then you have to do yours at that point. And it's all about communication as well. You tell them what to do beforehand. Good clear from Jesus Sosa there. Bangs off the far bleachers. But it's keeping everyone where they need to be, and then when that ball starts coming in, you're talking to your defenders as the ball is in the air, because they need to know if you're coming out to get it. They need to know. Another miss hit from Sosa. Crowd calling for a foul there, but I don't think Pinson Valley's player was. Hueytown fortunate that giveaway didn't lead to anything. Go Rojas, another attempt from deep. He's not afraid to let a shot fly from 30-plus yards. They're going to get a foul on Colton Axford. Actually, it looked. I don't know if that's. Not sure who that is for Hueytown down on the ground there. I think he was hoping he would get the call first. So you see. Yeah. See right there, he goes down first. That's actually Daniel Garcia who got called for a foul. Very dangerous free kick here for Pinson Valley from about 24 yards out from the top of the box. Sometimes if you're set piece taker, you would rather it be from one side or the other from the top of the box. Your angles are straight away. See if he goes finesse or if he tries to power this through.
That was my question. What's the strategy here? He tried to bend it like Beckham. Not so much.
Did not have enough on it. I think he had the right idea. Again, you have a goalie that's standing in the middle of the goal. They're not favoring one side or the other.
Here's another look at it from a different angle.
And the goal, you see Hueytown's wall in place there. It wasn't too far off from that top corner.
I was just getting ready to say he did not miss it far.
Another giveaway from this Hueytown defense. Lovely play over the top.
Oh, they have numbers.
Good recovery there. That's Colton Axford again, who has played that holding mid spot, number 6 spot. He's been on both ends very well tonight. He's been heavily involved for Hueytown. Brian Leone jumps on the ball here. Knocked away again. Pinson Valley coming back in numbers already. 7 players behind the ball. It's good team defending by Pinson Valley. Hueytown, again, not had too many chances when they get it. They are trying to capitalize quickly. The Pinson Valley defense has to get back. It's a long throw-in. Shot ends up going well high from just the top of the box. Brian Leone almost looked like he tried to throw his body, get in the air a little bit. Could have been a dangerous high boot there, but couldn't connect anyway. Bounced out to the edge of the box. Hueytown had a chance to create something out of that. They're going to wish they had gotten a better shot from it. Pinson Valley struggling to get out of their own third right now. This ball is pinballing for
Yeah.
both teams.
Really good defense I'm seeing from Pinson Valley on passes, right? They are not letting Hueytown get that ball in a scoring position or attack position.
They're pressuring before passes are even really being made. I think that is where they're having the most success right now. They're closing down passing lanes before passes are even thought about. Now, I think you've also seen Hueytown take advantage of that and the chances that they have created. Being able to play it over the top, you have a defender step to the ball and play it over the top, and you have Hueytown wants to use their speed to chase the ball down. Looks like Jacob Brown getting ready for a long throw-in.
So let's take a look back. Did you see the game going this way, given the record and the inexperience of the teams respectively?
Yeah, I think I'm not surprised. I think this game has gone roughly the way I think we kind of thought it would. Pinson Valley having a majority of the possession, majority of the chances. Hueytown showing that when they do get a chance, they are dangerous up top. They have forwards that you do not want to give too many opportunities to. Pinson Valley certainly also young. They haven't looked very experienced when it comes to connecting. And yes, they have 4 games under their belt, but they obviously want more out of their attack. The final pass has certainly been lacking. Their only goal came off of a Hueytown mistake in the first 15 seconds of the game, so they want to create more chances. Possession doesn't automatically lead to chances, and when Pinson Valley has gotten the ball into the box, it's been more of a scrum than it has been technique and skill to create chances. So I think that's what Pinson Valley wants to see a little bit more of if you're asking for something that could change. But, yeah, I think the game has played out for both teams pretty much how I think you would expect it to in terms of possession and score, really. I mean, 1-1 I think is very fair right now. I don't think either team deserves to be in front through the first 40 minutes. So we have about 60 seconds left here to go in the first half. Really good defending there by Mario Sanchez. Tracking back and covering that run.
All right, down to the last 40 seconds in this half.
Came in just a little bit too hot. I don't know. He got caught in between two minds of trying to control it and trying to volley it. Heading it might have been an option for him as well, but he went with might have resulted in like a ninja kick, a flying kick, and it ended up flying out of bounds, as one might expect it to with that kind of attempt.
The old adage, indecision causes wrecks.
Yes. Let's see if Hueytown can create a chance in the final 10 seconds here. Ball is just going to go out, and that'll do it for this first half.
All right, and that's the first half. We're locked up at 1. Pinson Valley soccer, boys soccer varsity, the Indians and the Golden Gophers. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
They're starting to gain skills that they would be able to use in the movie, television, theme park, theater industry. So we're going to talk about some fake blood. We've talked about fake blood in various lessons.
If you like making stuff, you want to be in here for sure. And if you like spooky stuff, you want to be in here, because we pretty much get to sit around and make monsters, and we get graded for it in high school. So that's pretty cool.
No, it's not all scary. We make stuffed animals.
I love him.
And we learn how to sew and to build props that are just very innocuous sort of things that we just can't find in stores. But yeah, it's not all blood and gore in here, no. When the injury occurs, it comes out.
To me, it's another form of art. You get to learn new things you never learned before.
How to just take something so boring and so plain and so basic and put magic in it.
There are definitely going to be jobs for our students in the future, just locally, so they don't have to go off to Atlanta or LA to have jobs. They can be here.
It's just really interesting. It's a good class. Mr. Screws makes the class fun.
Excellent question. Love that you're asking that.
I want all prospective students to understand how unique of an opportunity our special effects program is. There are only 3 in the entire world at the high school level, and the other 2 are just outside of Los Angeles, California. So for our students in Jefferson County, this is a very unique and very special opportunity they have.
You could totally use clear school glue.
It's just a fun class.
If you want a career as a mechanic, this is a great start because I've already gotten to my first year of college through this.
We teach them basic knowledge. You know, there's different subsystems of vehicle. You have your braking system, your cooling system, all those different systems. We teach them the basics, teach them the components, how they work together, and then how to diagnose said components. And in that, they get a lot of hands-on experience. We do a lot of work where they get to actually do these repairs on vehicles.
This academy has helped me for my future, mainly because they taught us how to change brakes, oil changes, transmissions, anything in that nature. They helped us fabricate some things. And in the future, since I want to be having my own shop later on, I want to have a performance shop, which also includes fabrication and all of that stuff, taking off parts, adding parts.
Credentialing body or the certification body for automotive technicians is ASE. And through this program, we offer students a chance to pass up to 9 ASE tests, which will translate to helping them get jobs in the future.
This is probably one of the best things I've ever done. It's very fun. You get your hands dirty. If you like getting your hands dirty, this is a thing you would want to do.
Not a lot of schools offer this program.
You know how far apart these 2 circles are supposed to be. Our main concern is getting students college and career ready. You're ready for Part 4 today, right? Okay. So we start off getting kids credentialed.
Because in your first year, you get certified in an app and you get your CCRI.
And so once they pass that credential phase, then they're able to start on projects and go deeper into whatever concepts they're interested in.
They get to learn like the basic skills of engineering.
So they can go into a engineering field, so if they're interested in going to the next step in college, they can do that very easily.
I remember walking in and I was like surprised at how many robots, like machines there were in here.
Anybody who likes to tinker and play with just things they don't know yet.
Mr. Fritter has a lot of things for us to do, to build.
Anybody with a mechanical mind is fantastic. You don't necessarily have to know all the math. Okay, and then we're going to tell that rectangle exactly how big it needs to be, and is willing to not give up.
Tickets will be sold at the door on the day of homecoming, or you can get tickets now from Miss Cohen or Miss Lane.
Giving out your own ideas and creativity and applying it to stuff, it opens you up to be more excited to come here. When you film it and you're interacting with people, it's like wonderful. It makes you feel excited to come and explore every day.
Love the energy, great.
So I teach them how to record, how to video, how to edit, how to interview people. They're learning how to write for broadcast. They're learning how TV production works, how lights work, all the things that go into just putting on production.
I think it's a good opportunity for you to learn more about the field, because a lot of people just think in media you're either going to be on the camera or operating the camera, but there's so much more that goes behind it.
If you mess up anytime, simply push Control-Z and it'll undo whatever you did until you'll be back to where you were.
I think it's awesome that our county provides our students with Adobe Premiere Pro. I mean, this is professional editing software that they're using and learning how to edit on. We have an opportunity for them to get credentialed so that they can say, hey, I am a professional at this. I can go out and get a job in this. And so that's really the biggest thing, is like, if you want to do video, if this is a career path that you're interested in, I want to set them up for success.
Welcome back. You're looking live at Pinson Valley High School. Chris Osborne and Caleb Turntime here for soccer on a Thursday night. The Indians and the Golden Gophers locked up at 1. And Caleb, what are you expecting with them coming out of the break?
I think if you're Hueytown, you're thinking, let's start better than we did the first half. Hueytown would be in the lead right now if it wasn't for that goal in the first 12 seconds of the first half, which came off a mistake. They kicked off, just rolled the ball back, and Jesus Sosa couldn't get his footing, and that's very rare. He's a very reliable defender. He's the senior captain on this team. Just couldn't find the ball, ended up getting poked into the goal for Pinson Valley's opening goal. Hueytown responded well, though. They created some chances, nearly equalized less than 10 minutes later. They did eventually equalize. I believe that was in the 27th minute with a goal from Rodolfo Renneria. So that came off a assist from Aiden Bracey. But Brian Leone has been very dangerous for Hueytown. Jacob Brown has been dangerous. Pinson Valley still has had more possession. I think they'd like to string together their chances a little more. As we mentioned in the first half, their chances were very crammed together in the box. It was like a scrum in the box multiple times. They just couldn't find enough space to capitalize for someone to poke in a shot. So I would like to see Pinson Valley maybe create some more space in the final third, certainly connect more on the passing, and don't wait for one of those loose balls and try to get fortunate with a bounce. They're good enough to string some passes together. I'd like to see more of that from Pinson Valley. And if I'm Hueytown, I don't know if I change up too much my game plan. Your counterattacks are looking very good. You're playing through speed at the top. Your defense is sound, and then attack when you get the opportunities.
So obviously we've got 40 minutes of soccer to play, but just on the chance that this game should end in regulation in a tie, what happens in high school?
At high school level, for non-area, non-section game, no playoff implication like this one tonight, it will end in a draw. Officially, it will go down in both teams' record books as a draw. Now, the two coaches could agree to say, hey, let's throw a penalty shootout out there for fun, for experience, for whatever. But officially, it would go down as a draw for both teams.
All right, and just in case you
A tie.
Sorry. Yeah. And just in case you are joining us earlier, this is the second installment of two matches. It was the girls, the Pinson Valley Indians, winning handily 6-2 over the Golden Gophers in the girls match. So we're going to settle in as we get ready for the second half of soccer on Jeff Coed TV.
You can already see Hueytown's defense back a little. I think they expect Pinson Valley, who already has so many players up at the line, they're going to pour forward as soon as this ball is kicked off and launch it forward, try to get a quick attack in, at least get the ball down to the attacking third, see what happens.
You called it.
Just a little bit of miss hit from the back. I think the pass came in a little too fast for him, and that's why you pressure that pass, make him get it off quick, don't let him settle, get a quick pass off.
And again, Caleb, for our folks at home, if you would remind them that the goals do change, just like football, like basketball.
Yes, they did switch sides. You can see every player from both teams on the opposite sideline, sharing a sideline on each side of the 50, having benches on each side of the 50. But they did switch at halftime as Pinson Valley is now going right to left and Hueytown going left to right.
Pinson Valley, of course, in their native maroon with the gold stripes and the gold letters that are really hard to see on these temporary jerseys they have. I want to really interested to see what their new jerseys are going to look like. Hueytown is in the dark bottoms with the white tops and purple letters.
That's terrific control from Jamie Garcia there. Had pressure. You could hear it from the stands. Pressure he was under, thinking a foul was going to be called. Good defensive pressure, and Garcia just managed to keep possession, keep control of the ball. Really well done. We talked about the speed of the ball off turf. Also bounces a little bit higher. Thought he was going to be able to control that, and it just bounced right over his head. to get some control here if they're Pinson Valley. A really good job. Hueytown's defense, that's Mario Sanchez again. Getting involved from the midfield level. It's defensive midfielders, as we call them. We said Hueytown would be running that 4-2-3-1, and we've seen their two defensive midfielders, Mario Sanchez and Colton Axford, be heavily involved, I think, for the entire game. I'm not sure I've seen either of them go to the bench. That's why they're both wearing captain's armbands as well. Bit of a giveaway. Miguel Rojas tries to play it forward. Hueytown wanted a handball to be called. I think I probably agree with them. Ref said that hit his shoulder.
Again, this is Pinson Valley's fifth match, and Hueytown's first.
Yeah, Pinson Valley 3-1. Coming off their only loss of the season, lost 6-1 to Susan Moore on Tuesday night.
And like you said, a very good Susan Moore team.
Yes. Doesn't matter how small a school is, soccer, you feel in 11 players. You know, it's not like football where necessarily depth is that big of an issue. It's kind of closer to basketball where, hey, if you're really, really good at the 1A level, you're really, really good probably at any classification. That's a great battle. It's Brian Leone battling. Who that was. It's our roster has number 8 crossed out. Jacob Brown is the one down for Hueytown right now. If it was a knock or looks like he pointed at his hip, now asking for a substitution. The clock will stop momentarily. Trainer comes out to look at him.
All right, while they attend to this player, we will take a break. We'll be right back on Jeff Coed TV.
We're Pinson Valley High School, promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeff Coed strong. Fear the spear, go Indians.
All right, welcome back to Pinson Valley High School. Are you fearing the spear?
I don't think we're allowed to pick favorites, are we?
No, we're not picking favorites. I just love that slogan. Both of these schools, you know, all these Jeff Coed schools have great programs. I mean, on and off the field, on and off the court, great administrators. So we're very fortunate to be a part of this broadcast and to be a part of the Jeff Coed family. So back to the live action. Locked up 1-1, Indians and Golden Gophers.
I'll be interested to see. Jacob Brown will have to sit out for an extended period here. He's just getting stretched. He was pointing towards his hip. Not sure it was a cramp. Maybe more like a joint issue. It's a good block from Sosa there. Miguel Rojas thought he could catch Hueytown's defense off guard there as they were trying to get set for a corner. Pinson Valley took it quickly. Rojas dribbled into the box, got a shot off. But Sosa blocked it before it could get to his goalie.
Again, that's that team defense, right? You want to take the burden off your goalie when you can.
Yeah, and sometimes, especially on quick corners, your goalie is busy trying to set defenders up and looking away from the ball. Jesus Sosa was looking at the ball, was not going to let them get away with it, stepped in front just when he needed to. Would have been a difficult save for Garcia to make. Just for the record, I believe that is not an 8, it's a 6, which makes sense because that's Kevin Flores, another senior captain for Pinson Valley, with a slide tackle there.
As usual, Caleb, you're on top of it.
And as usual, it's Pinson Valley numbers. I believe we remember that from football season, the numbers being a bit of a problem for us from up here.
I don't know, Caleb. I was on the sideline.
Oh, okay, all right.
You guys had the hot chocolate and everything up
I was going
here.
to say, don't let Scott Griffin get started on those numbers. I don't even think binoculars do the trick for that. The soccer numbers are much, much better.
Yes.
And I hear the crowd calling for a handball there. Referee signaling an explanation there to the crowd or to other players or to the bench, saying that the ball came off the defender's foot onto his arm. Nothing intentional there. Probably would be called a handball at professional level. At the high school level, you're typically going to let those slide. Zacharias Contreras gets his hands on the ball for the first time in a while. We have not had to call his name from the Pinson Valley goal many times since Hueytown leveled the score. Yeah, good job there. Took a bit of a body blow. He's limping right now. Yeah, good job of getting the ball away, though. That's a good find, getting the ball out to Kevin Hernandez.
Great pass.
Down the wing, Javier Valle. That's a terrific save. Great save from Angel Garcia. And quickly gets it started the other way, too, and not realizing that he had a defender on the back.
Another look at it.
That's a great look, great follow-up, ready to go, and Garcia not only getting his hands on it to save it, but keeping it within arm's reach to gather it and catch it.
Yeah, great reaction time.
No rebound.
There, right?
Yeah, it's a good shot. I mean, he didn't have a huge window. He had the far post. I think he won a second chance at trying to finish that. That's probably where he would have liked to go with the shot. That was a clean steal. Hueytown tries to get a little bit of possession now. They continue to leave 3 people forward, though, forcing Pinson Valley's defense to stay back. Renneria, the goal scorer for Hueytown, plays it forward. Oh, what a shot!
Goal!
Brian Leone lets one rip. That's a terrific play from Renneria on the sideline. Play that in, first touch, pop it up, and just slam it from 30 yards out, loop it over the goalkeeper, dipping the whole way. Not much you can do about that as a goalie. That's a terrific goal from Brian Leone. And Hueytown into the lead out of seemingly nothing. Just one chance, and that's what has made them special tonight, is that you give them even a wink of an opening, and they have made both of their chances count.
They have, and it bears to be said that the first goal that was made by the Indians. I'll let you explain this real quick.
No, I'm looking at the subs, but I mean you're right. Looking back at that first goal,
the first goal was kind of a mishap,
yeah,
right?
and otherwise,
but look at the attacking of the Golden Gophers. I mean, the 2 goals that they have been very, very convincing.
They have, yeah, and they've waited for their chances. They've been patient. They haven't needed the possession. They've used counterattacks to an elite level, nearly a ball over the top, beating Pinson Valley's defense. Here comes a substitution for Pinson Valley as we're going to get a goalkeeper change. And I don't think there is anything I don't think there was anything that Contreras could have done about that last one.
No, that was just a heck of an attack, a heck of a kick.
Looks like we're going to end up trying to find a name for this new goalkeeper. He's wearing a Columbus Crew jersey right now, which is listed as number 1, but Zaldana is a former Columbus Crew goalkeeper, so that is not his name. That is a professional jersey. We will try to find out who that is. It could be, actually, it could be Jane Zaldana. And just happen to have the same first name, or he could have gotten. There you go. Freshman goalkeeper. He's listed as number 90. Getting into the game now. A surprising move, I think. I know we didn't see Contreras tested very much. He didn't need to do a lot, and when he was called upon, obviously the 2 goals, and I think Hueytown's had 3 total shots on target.
And you look at it, too. This is kind of a rubber game, right? I mean, there's no real implications here. So you let a younger player get in, see what you have, see what kind of talent you have coming off the bench.
Stopping the clock here. I think we're going to get our first yellow card. If the ref can find it.
All right, again, for our folks at home, if you'd explain a yellow card, Caleb.
Yeah, so the yellow card it's called a caution. It's for fouls, anything that is egregious towards another player, towards the ref, towards the bench. You can get a yellow card for misconduct. You can get a yellow card for a foul. At the high school level, as that is Brian Leone who goes out of the game. At the high school level, when you get a yellow card, you have to be subbed out. You can sub back in, but you have to be subbed out. Believe there used to be a time limit on it. It might be 5 minutes still. I'm not sure. I expect he will come back in as soon as he is allowed to, and get some water and sit out and then come back in. And obviously he will have to play smart so he doesn't get a second yellow card, which would result in a red card.
Right, and red card means you're done for the evening.
It does, and it means your team would have to play with 1 less player on the pitch.
All right, we did get an update. Thank you to our producer, Kenneth. Okay, we're working on an update to get that name for you. Bear with us.
I feel confident. When he came in, I was like, oh, that kid looks really young. And Jane Zaldana is listed as number 90, which wouldn't be an outfield player very often. And he's one of 3, 4 freshmen on this roster. So it would make sense. It would make sense.
I'm going with you, Caleb.
I jumped to conclusions with a former Columbus Crew goalkeeper. And it could just be a coincidence. And Pinson Valley, I understand some frustration creeping in. You want to get some shots on target. You certainly don't need to be desperate. Still 27 minutes left in this game. But I have a feeling you're going to have to create a little bit better chances than launching it from 33 yards. I say, like Hueytown didn't just take the lead from 35 yards.
Hueytown has become really aggressive, right? I don't think they were playing with this kind of vigor in the first half.
Yeah, they weren't. I think they, again, first game, a little shell-shocked with those first 20 seconds and how the game started. Now you're going to have to ask defenders to get back. Great job. Julian Mendoza closing that down. Miguel Rojas took a little bit too much time there to get a cross in. Both teams making subs, and that's Brian Leone who's coming back into the game for Hueytown. So just a couple of minutes out before he got to come back in. Rojas waited a little bit too long to play that back. Pinson Valley might be losing their heads a little bit. Some mental mistakes. That second goal not only surprised us, it surprised them. I don't think they expected to be down 2-1.
No, they've got
with how this game started.
They've got a very solid squad, and just a reminder for the folks at home, there is no timeout. The coaches kind of have to coach from the sideline. Occasionally, they will send in messages through their substitutes.
That's your timeout. You make a substitute if you're trying to make adjustments, and you send somebody in. Good job from Sosa to head that ball away. Pinson Valley still on it. There's nothing in that half penalty shot. Good pass to play it out wide. And that draws applause from the crowd, as it should. That's a well-worked move from Pinson Valley. Probably the best they've had in this second half. Good passing, creating a shot from the top of the box. A little more power behind it.
Agreed.
They're going to get Rojas for a foul here. His hands were a little too high. The AR saying he pulled him.
AR being assistant ref, correct?
Yes, I like that you can be here to translate me.
And for you at home, the assistant refs are the gentlemen on either sideline holding the fluorescent and orange flags.
Oh, nearly an opportunity for Aiden Bracey. A mispunch there from Saldana. Went over his head, and then Bracey had a chance to head it back in at least towards goal or towards the middle of the box. No one was there to capitalize on it. Man, nearly doubled Hueytown's lead. And if you want to talk about momentum and attitude and energy right now, it's hard to count it against Hueytown with how they're playing.
Certainly playing with a chip on their shoulder right now.
Kevin Flores tries a long shot again. Pinson Valley needs to start looking towards their forwards more often. Still trying to work to get answers on the goalkeeping situation. Ryan Leon plays it long, knocked away but by the goalie. Bracey nearly got on the end of that one. Bracey runs into a defender there, goes down with an injury. That one looked painful.
All right, while he's being sought. It's been a long day. While he's being seen by the trainers, let's talk about what's going on in Jeff Co-Ed. On Tuesday, February 24th, it'll be the softball edition. Spain Park will be visiting the Gardendale Rockets, and you can see all the action right here on Jeff Co-Ed TV. Again, varsity softball on Jeff Co-Ed TV. Spain Park at Gardendale. We'll see you on Tuesday.
That's going to be foul on Hueytown now. Another player's down this game getting pretty physical. Several slide tackles in this second half. So we have confirmation that we got the goalkeeping situation
All
correct.
Right.
We had the starter correct. That was Osmin Zacharias Contreras, and then the substitution came in. That's Shane Saldana, the freshman who is now in goal.
You are the man, Caleb.
Why'd I ever question it? You know, the Columbus Crew jersey was throwing me off. I gotta say, but you have to have a different color jersey, and so if that's his goalkeeping kit, that's his goalkeeping kit. It's the one that fit him. It's allowed. There's nothing against the rules there. It just means that he cannot be on the field at the same time as another number 1 who's wearing the Pinson Valley jersey, which is fine because the number 1 is the other goalie who he is being substituted in for. So,
gotcha.
Pinson Valley into the box. I haven't said that much here.
No, you haven't.
Have been. Well, it has typically been Rojas, as once again trying to let it fly from the outside. It might be out for. Nope, they're giving it a goal kick. That was mighty close. It could have been a throw-in.
So differentiate the goal kick from the throw-in.
Yeah, if a ball gets thrown, as they're still trying to figure out what to do with this one. This needs to be a goal kick. If a ball goes out over the in line, which is where the goal is,
right?
The goal line. If it's more comfortable you saying that, then it will either be a goal kick or a corner kick. If it goes out on the attacking team, it's a goal kick. If it goes out on the defending team, it's a corner kick. And then anything that goes out on the sidelines is a throw-in.
Well explained, my friend. Well explained.
That was an easy one. That was an easy one to explain. Most people can, for the most part, get out of bounds. That's more or less the same in every sport. There is an out of bounds. I don't know a sport that doesn't have an out of bounds.
Yeah, let's think about that.
I don't play any out of bounds in golf. If I hit it out of bounds, I say, no, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. It was right here the whole time.
Out of bounds in golf is rough.
certainly not giving an extra stroke for that. And this is the kind of game that Hueytown will be okay with if it goes this way for the final 20 minutes. Again, you live with those shots from outside the box for the most part, certainly from 25 yards. Game that gets bogged down a little bit in the midfield. It's certainly favoring Pinson Valley's side, but not into the final third. Not much creation happening. And then if you're Hueytown, you say one of these times a break is going to happen and they're going to be able to go the other way.
Yeah, and I mean, Garcia is doing a great job for the most part of defending. So this is, I think you're right. This is what you want if you're Hueytown right now.
I have started to see a little bit of heavy legs, especially tracking back. It's the right idea. I think that ball is going to skip just away, though.
Heavy legs. That's a really interesting term for being tired. I like it. I won't tell you how old I am, but I have never heard that term before. Heavy legs.
I don't. Sometimes you hear stuff so much and you don't really think of it being used as only in one sport. And then it's like, oh, well, maybe it is. Late whistle there. I think the right one, but late one going back the other way for Pinson Valley. I mean, you're looking at the way formation is set up right now. You have 5-6 attackers going forward for Pinson Valley ahead of 4 defenders. Pinson Valley taking their time right now.
Yeah, I think you're seeing early season stamina challenges, right?
Definitely.
Not quite in playing shape yet.
That's a terrific job. That was Giovanni Hernandez who brought down that long free kick perfectly. About 25 yards from goal, had 2 runners on either side of him. Before turning to look, he tried to turn and shoot in one motion. That ball just went well wide of the target. Again, Pinson Valley just rushing things a little bit in the attack, not realizing that they have options.
So in this situation, are you trying to pass it to the middle of the field? You're looking for somebody open?
Yeah, you are, but you don't have to send in a cross for it to find that person open. You can work it, pull the defense over. You know, the idea would be pull the defense over with 3 or 4 passes on this end, then have someone go on the back post. And, you know, if it doesn't happen, then, yeah, you want to load in the middle of the box and send a cross in. And
so basically what you're saying is a backdoor cut, if you will.
a little bit, yeah, yeah. Now, what the equivalent of a cross for basketball would be, I'm not really sure. In football, it just feels like kind of a Hail Mary over and over again. It's what a cross is. You put it into a group of people, and a good cross connects. And it's about having good runs and good timing and the right height on the ball and all that.
Oh, turning on the Jets here.
Miguel Rojas still with some legs, but again, letting a shot fly. Ref is saying this one deflected. I'm not even sure Rojas thought it deflected, but he will happily take the corner kick. Rojas going over there to take it as some extra players come forward for Pinson Valley. Defender starting to drop in as well. So that's Jesus Sosa on the back post for Hueytown. Angel Garcia in the middle of the goal. You're going to have an in-swinger here. It's a good set piece. No one could connect on it. There. I think I'm okay with that no call, too. I think he went down a little too easily. I think he was looking for it. I don't know how much contact there was with the ball by the defender.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a replay of that one, though.
Got a player down. Looks like maybe a cramp.
He's trying to stretch out the cramp.
You got to love the camaraderie, though. You guys didn't see that on camera.
Ooh, that replay right there, I think he might have an argument. I thought he went down a little easy. I think the ref probably saw what I saw, is that he started to go down before the tackle. But the slide definitely came in the back of his legs. See if we can get another look at it here. He's asking for a sub. Yeah, that's a missed call. That should have been a penalty. That is I missed it too live, but man, that is clear as day. That should have been a penalty kick for Pinson Valley. Hueytown fortunate.
So we're going to let them check on the injured player, and we're going to take a quick break.
Welcome, we are Hueytown High. Every day is a great day to be a Golden Gopher. We are Jeff Coyette Strong.
All right, we're back to live action here at Pinson.
Pinson Valley, not just a penalty shot. They feel like they should have gotten a chance to level this game, but player going off with an injury as well because of that tackle. I think you saw the Hueytown player who did make contact. He stayed right next to the injured player the whole time. I think he kind of knew he might have gotten away with one. He knew that he made contact on that slide. I wouldn't say it was dangerous play by any means. I didn't think there should be anything more than a foul, but watching the replay again, certainly thought it should have been a penalty.
Right. And that's to be expected. You know, refs are going to miss calls from time to time. We're just glad the player wasn't seriously injured.
Well, you see something like that, and that is, you want to talk about equivalent to other sports. It's like a, because it's not an automatic goal, but you feel really confident. It's like almost, it's like, I mean, it's more or less a missed foul call for free throws. Like, you're not guaranteed to make those free throws, but you feel pretty good about it. And it's like a missed call that you would have gotten free throws for with, 2 minutes left in a tie game.
Right. All right, so we got another Pinson player down at the 45. Getting checked on. How much of this do you think is fatigue versus physicality, right? This is a tough game.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both. I do think that the second half has been very, very physical. I think we've seen a lot of players hit the ground. You've seen a lot of slide tackles. You've seen a lot of shoulder plays. Ref has allowed a lot to go, and for the most part, I have agreed with him. But, I also understand that eventually that physical play is going to boil over, and it's going to start impacting the game, certainly impacting the clock. Down to 13 minutes still left with the past few stoppages. Second half lasting much longer than the first half. As another long shot comes in, well taken there by Angel Garcia. And again, spilled it a little bit, but not enough to allow a rebound opportunity. Good job getting his hands on it.
Garcia getting a workout tonight.
He is, and that's why he talked about Hueytown and losing. Ooh, fell hard. Hueytown losing 7 or 8 starters from last year, but they had some very key pieces returning, and they've made an impact tonight. We talked about Brian Leone. He scored the go-ahead goal. Andrew Garcia, obviously, being a large part of that. Jesus Sosa captaining the defense. These are players who are back with lots of experience, and they're key players from last year's team, even with all the players that they lost. Those key pieces have made a major impact tonight.
And you have to know that those key pieces are bringing the rest of the team up, right? We talked about the camaraderie on and off the field on both of these squads, and so you've got those leaders who are working with these younger players.
Yeah, and I think that goal, early on for Pinson Valley, that came off from a mistake from senior captain Jesus Sosa, and he recovered from it, and you know that because he's recovering from it, it made it easier for everyone else to recover from it. It's like he made a mistake, and he's right back on it. Everyone else needs to be doing the same thing. Pinson Valley trying to take advantage of some space right now. No one's stopping the ball. That's a good tackle. And that's the one that gets called a foul. Just on the outside of the box. And a yellow card is going to be shown to Sosa here as well.
Kind of with you. I thought that was a clean tackle. It was low. Let's have another look at it.
I mean,
makeup call maybe?
I don't know. I think the ref was too far behind the play. I think it was a good dribble to get by. But I think Sosa made contact with the ball before. I mean, he stood his ground. He was run into more than anything else. So I don't know. And now Sosa has to go to the bench for a crucial free kick here. And we're talking just barely on the outside of the box.
So how does this work? Does his substitute get the free kick, or is the coach allowed to choose who gets the free kick?
Oh, anyone can take the free kick. Anyone can take a free kick, a corner kick, penalty kick at any time. It doesn't have to be the person who was fouled.
There you have it.
And this is Miguel Rojas and Freddy Supania. So it's going to be Sampano over the ball here. From roughly 23 yards. Eyes on goal. The wall does its job, blocks it into the air. The follow is a little bit too soft and easy to deal with from Angel Garcia. That's a now another stoppage here.
Fans very passionate about these two teams.
Well, I think you see Coach Lindsay Lee over there trying to talk to the ref too, saying why was the play allowed to go on? We have a player down. Can we get him off the field? And he comes off, and Jesus Sosa comes right back into the game. That's Brian Leone, who went down again.
Was that a play to advance?
Advantage.
Advantage. Thank you.
Didn't necessarily. I don't think the ref knew that a player was down on the other side. That's good control. Again, good defense, just swallowing up before a shot could really come off. Another shot easy to deal with from Garcia. Certainly starting to see slower reaction time. That's a great ball over the top. He's got an option in the middle of the field. Comes in on his left foot.
All right, so would you have passed that?
I mean,
given the option.
I think I would have passed it the first time. Once he came back in on his left foot and, made two defenders miss, came in on his left foot, I like the idea of a shot from that point because you shoot from that kind of angle. It can kind of work as both. You think a rebound could bounce to one of your teammates in the box. You think that if it's a miss-hit shot, it could go across as a – it's just about keeping it low there. It was a good job to block that ball. I think that was Julian Mendoza who blocked that shot. I don't think it was going to be on target. But, yeah, if I'm Pinson Valley, I got to think some kind of connection at the top here is really what they need to break through. Because, again, their goal came off a mistake from Hueytown defender in the opening seconds of the game. They really haven't had a move that has worked and led to a goal, and now they're crowding the goalie here on this corner kick. Nobody marking. 26, Luviano for Pinson Valley right in front of the goal. Looks like they're going to try to crowd everyone in here. Ooh. Header goes just wide. Juan David Ruiz.
Great effort there.
Goal. Referee said that got nicked by a Hueytown defender, so do it again from the other side. Again, they won the header. Ends up getting cleared out for defense. Third straight corner here. Kevin Flores actually won that header that time. If you see Pinson Valley, they have more players. I think they have more players now inside the box than Hueytown does. An extra defender jumps in there now. Good looking corner headed away by Jesus Sosa. Cleared one more time. Tried to play that ball, thinking his teammate would pass it. Now it's just going to be a Hueytown throw to relieve the pressure. That is well played by Hueytown. Getting out of their own half, slowing things down a little bit, getting a substitute in the game. Trying to capitalize on a counterattack, but they're also trying to hold a lead for the final 8 minutes. They don't want to get caught too far ahead themselves.
I mean, that was definitely good heads-up soccer for as much as I know. Anybody that knows athletics could see that, they were in some real danger.
Another terrific defensive play from Jesus Sosa. Having a great game since that opening goal. Again, that's all he's going to be thinking about, I'm sure. After this game, win or lose, he's going to be thinking about how that goal shouldn't have happened. but he has recovered very well in the last line of defense multiple times. Another great defensive play. Making that ball run out for a goal kick. Hueytown needs to survive 7 more minutes. Put together an impressive performance so far tonight. Pinson Valley needs some kind of connection. I think they've tried for these individual moments of magic multiple times tonight. No one's been able to connect on a long shot, and that might just be part of the game plan, but you got to have a full-on team attack to find your best chance to try to level this game.
You know, and as a coach, at what point do you change your strategy a little bit, you know, as you're getting closer to the 5-minute mark?
I think every coach will tell you something different on that front. Some coaches will want to drop back a little sooner. That's another dangerous free kick for Pinson Valley coming. They're stopping the clock. Another yellow card. Again, and I don't think this is coming from the fouls. I think that's the second time that the ref has given a yellow card for the reaction.
Good theatrics.
The reaction from Hueytown players who are arguing the call, and that is something that, as a coach, you know, that's one thing about getting something under control is saying you don't react because you have just as good a chance of getting a yellow card for telling the ref that he's wrong as you do, you know, that's still misconduct. And this free kick right from the 15-yard line, about 24 yards away from the goal here. From straight away again. Juan David Reese puts it high again.
I think he was trying to just grab that top bar and just sailed on him.
I think you're starting to see and hear, I'm certain from the crowd, that this Pinson Valley home game is starting to feel a little bit Hueytown heavy. got a lot of purple here in the crowd, and they are starting to sense that they can win this game. The ref saying go ahead and go with goal kick. Hueytown was trying to make a sub. They'll have to wait to sub until a dead ball that Pinson Valley will not be rushing like that throw in. And that's where the communication we talked about. Goalie calling off both defenders, talking it through and saying, I'm coming to pick this ball up. This kind of pressure speed can put on. Ian Bracey's shown some power off the bench in this one. He did not get the start, but he has played a majority of the minutes, and he has made an impact.
And that's absolutely what you want to see, right?
Oh, yeah.
You want a kid, a student athlete, to come off the bench and contribute, and we've seen that.
He got the assist on the opening goal, and he's kind of been in the game ever since. Again, we've seen Brian Leone deal with a little bit of knocks, some injuries a little bit. He's been out of the game probably more minutes than they wanted him to be, and as well as Jacob Brown. I mean, we haven't seen too much more of Jacob Brown in the attack in the second half. A lot of it has gone through Aiden Bracey.
Inside of 5 minutes, Hueytown up 2-1. This soccer match here at Pinson Valley. You're watching Jeff Coed TV. Glad to have you along.
That's a great throw. Good job of flicking it on, but he is going to be offsides. I think Hueytown's players are asking what the call's for. I think the call is for offside, and the head ref is going to call this back for a foul before the offside.
So explain the offside. I saw a Hueytown defender, right, and I saw an attacker. So
it was when the pass was made, which was the header, right? And look, it's going to be called offside. There was no foul was going to be called. I think that was the right call. The offside is that when the pass was made, he was too far ahead. You're talking straight lines, and that, on a football field, it's easier to see. Great move from Varstiy. Good ball across the middle. Nobody there. Hueytown still pouring people forward. There's 3.5 minutes to go here. They're going to get a handball here. That's a little unfortunate for Hueytown. Good pressure from Kevin Forrest to force the mistake there. Pinson Valley needs to get back on the front foot. You're going to see them start pouring people forward. Teammates asking to hurry up. I think the bench is too. Pinson Valley's bench standing up over there. Again, just quick turning a little too quickly. That'll allow Hueytown to waste a couple more seconds here. They wait for a ball to come in. It's part of the game. I know it seems gamesmanship. Seems like, oh, they're wasting time. Well, yeah, it's part of the game. Pinson Valley would be doing the same thing if they were up 2-1 right now.
Precious time.
It's the ref's job to just make sure they're not going too slowly on purpose too much. I think you can see it in Pinson Valley. They're just slowing down right now. I think adrenaline and a little bit, probably some depth that Hueytown has used in this one is carrying them through right now. Varstiy lets one loose. He had a 3-on-1, 3-on-2. Would have liked him to dribble that in a little bit more, maybe even go to the corner.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and it's, I hate to say it, but kind of a selfish play.
Here comes Pinson Valley. They've got numbers way on the far side. Big chance here. Oh, man. That was a great ball. It was Kevin Hernandez. Played out wide, had all the space and time to pick out a cross. Played a great ball in with his left foot, just curled it a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too much weight on it. For a second, I thought it might curl inside that far post for a goal on his own.
Yeah, it did look like that.
He was certainly crossing that. That was not a shot.
Costly missed ball right there.
Whew. That is not back in play. That went off the field goal post, not the crossbar, so that will be a goal kick as that is out of bounds. Again, that's the kind of shot that you're taking at this point. I say you want to string together passes, you want to find your best chance. No, right now if you're Pinson Valley, you get the ball, you try to get it on target. You are down to 45 seconds to go, and the ball is in your end.
I saw that strategy that it wasn't the goalie that kicked, right?
Correct.
The goal kick. It was obviously somebody that could get it further down the field.
Correct.
Interesting strategy.
We've seen that a couple of times from both teams, all four teams really, tonight. You've got
Pinson Valley under 25 seconds now.
Miguel Rojas has played some good passes in here. That's a great step. Good defending. As they have to blast this ball forward. And they get one more chance here in the final 10 seconds. They got a little bit of a bounce. You play it across, one more pass, you got to get a shot off.
What defense.
Oh, and a last second block from Jesus Sosa. And look at what it means to Hueytown. What a win, and how fitting. How fitting that Jesus Sosa, the one who made the mistake 12 seconds into this game to allow Pinson Valley to get on the score sheet, makes the last-ditch sliding tackle to block that final shot, securing a win for Hueytown. What a way to start the season for the Golden Gophers.
Caleb, this was exciting. These a couple of great matches with the girls from Pinson Valley winning 6-2 over Hueytown, and then this one, 2-1. It started off kind of rocky, and wow, what a performance by the Golden Gophers to come in here on the road and get a win.
Yeah, that was a terrific game. I think both teams had their opportunities to win it. I think Hueytown deserved it. I think you might be looking back if you're Pinson Valley to talk about that penalty shout that you feel like you would have had late in the second half. Would have given you a chance to level the game. Hueytown players coming over to thank their traveling fans. Pinson Valley players doing the same for their home fans. See what it means to that Hueytown team. They are excited.
Awesome.
This is a 2-1 game, and that could have been – Pinson Valley could have had 4 or 5 to their name. Hueytown defense really locked in at times. They caused a scrum. They survived several scrums. And they locked in for those final 10 minutes when Pinson Valley was really, really pushing. That's a big win. That's a big win for Hueytown. A tough loss for Pinson Valley, especially having your second this week. But Pinson Valley has a lot of bright spots, and I think they still have all their goals in front of them.
So while we wait to hear from the winning coach, what are your thoughts on implications for both these teams moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hueytown, you can't take too much or draw too much from this kind of game either way, right? This isn't it's so early in the season. If you're Hueytown, you probably say, well, we can be better than this, right? We have to be better than this. This is just our very first game. So then if you're Pinson Valley, you say, listen, maybe you can write it off as a bad week. You write it off as a bad week. You learn from it. You don't forget it. But you talk about what you can do better in the attack more than anything else. And I think that's something that they'll be taking moving forward.
So we are just a few seconds away from having the head coach, Coach Lindsay Lee from Hueytown, to come and talk to us about this victory tonight. I'm kind of speechless. I mean, this was a very exciting time, and I think we've got Coach Lee now, so we will go on the field and talk to Coach Lee about her victory.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. I think if we asked you about an hour and a half ago when this was 12 seconds into this game, you might be thinking a little different with how it started, especially with it being Jesus Sosa. I want to talk about him for a second. A mistake like that from a guy like him and then it ending with a block like that from a player like him, can you talk about his night and how he performed?
I literally said going into it that he was my defensive star, the one to look out for, and it was almost he had like a goofy, jokey moment that cost us a little bit, and I just think they want to give me a heart attack sometimes. It was an exciting game, though.
Yeah, and then Brian Leon, I know he was dealing with some stuff going on and off the field a little bit, but his goal to put y'all ahead.
Oh, that was a banger.
I mean, just the specialness to create something out of nothing there. What was your angle of that goal?
He's such a talented player, and he's got a good shot. And so, I mean, that was just an absolute banger of a goal. Love to see it.
And then got to talk about the goalie as well, Angel Garcia. You talked about how he's one of your few experienced players coming back this year, him being in goal. How special of a performance was it for him, especially with how much Pinson Valley was pouring on late in that game?
You know, it should have been a shutout, that first goal. I'm just going to kind of let it go. But Angel is super talented. He's only a junior. I've got him for another year. Definitely has a bright future in the sport.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. We'll let you get back to your team. Congrats on the win.
Thanks. Go Gophers.
On a busy night as well, doing both teams down there.
Hi, thanks.
All right, so we're back at Pinson Valley, about to wrap things up. Just one more reminder, we will be back on Tuesday for softball. Spain Park will be visiting the Gardendale Rockets. That's Tuesday, February 24th. Game starts at 4:30. Varsity softball right here on Jeffco Ed TV. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed a great night of women's and men's soccer on the varsity level here at Pinson Valley. Caleb, thank you so much for your input and your insight. You made this very enjoyable for everybody, for myself and the fans, and for everybody on Jeffco Ed TV, behind the scenes and in front. Thank you, and have a great night.